Hi everyone, and welcome back to a very quick update. It's a bit of a thank you and a bit of a running session and one shout out. Join me now. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Sandling Junction, and it's a very quick little update for the end of May before we head on into June. And I wanted to talk about a couple of things really, and wanted to thank everybody as well. The video or the update for May that I put out a week ago has just gone skyrocketing. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's gone skyrocketing. It's done nearly 8,000 views in the week, and that is incredible. And it also has brought on board a whole lot of new subscribers to the channel that haven't seen the content before. So that is an amazing climb, and I just hope that I'm sure we don't get videos like that all the time, so it's really great that this one has done that. And I thank each and every one of you for viewing, subscribing, and supporting the channel, myself and Sandling Junction. So with all that said, what do I want to talk about? Well, I've done the thank you and appreciate that. I sort of put out this video. The first video for May was all about the platform and the problems and the trials and the tribulations I had in trying to create those. I didn't really do any more to the Hive bit of the baseboards over there because I couldn't really do any more to it. I've got to a point where I need certain bits of track, or moreover I need certain points, and of course we all know that Pico have done a fantastic job of creating PPE for frontline workers in this lockdown period, so they haven't been able to create track for the likes of us who want to model our railways. But hey, you can't complain at that. It's an admirable thing, and they've stepped up to the mark, as many other people have done so. So hopefully it won't be too long before track starts reappearing in the shops, and we can carry on with developing our layouts accordingly. So that part of my layout has been sort of mothballed at the moment, temporarily on hold. I have, and I will show you in a minute, I have actually put on what I call the Bosch Buster part, which will be a simulated tunnel that is in effect a little bit like a bit of Elam, where the Bosch Buster used to be held during the Second World War. So I've sort of laid the cork down and the track is laying on top. I haven't actually laid the track in yet or wired it up, but that will come very, very soon. And I also want to end the little video with a bit of a running session. It's going to be the very first time that I've ever been able to put a camera on a wagon and push it all the way around the Sandling Junction in a complete loop. And that's great because it also helps me. It helps me to see a very different perspective of the layout that up until then or now I haven't been able to enjoy. It tells me if there's any big issues or anything of this nature going on with the layout that I wasn't actually aware of. I've looked at the footage and I don't think there's any problems, but I'm sure if there are, you'll sort of point them out to me and I can get them sorted out in the future. But it was great to see that going around. So there's a little bit of a running session at the end with all of that. And so what else is happening? Well, there is a real gem of something that's actually starting up. And basically a little while ago I started to film my TMD. I will do a whole video on this, and I started laying in the pits for the Pico, and sort of extending the baseboard and putting those tracks out so I could start building a shed for my TMD, and that's all down behind me. And I will show a little picture to that, which will be there or somewhere. And yeah, and I started doing it. Well, okay, there's a lot more to that story, and that boils down to the fact that some of you have been following me on my painting channel, and I really applaud you for that, and thank you so much for the extra support you've been giving my painting channel. And to that end, I do 2 streams every week on there. You can join in and you can watch me paint a watercolor on a Friday and an oil or something on a Monday. I think I've got that the right way round. And lots of people that follow me on Sandling also are following me on the painting channel too, which is great. And one of those persons, a really nice guy by the name of James Walters, who is better known, or will be better known to you, and I say will be because he's fairly new at both his channel and what he's doing in terms of video sort of charting his progress, as it were. I mean, what he actually does is he's been doing it a long time and is really good at it. So James is Bexhill West. It's a name of a channel that you really should mark down. Now, it's a very new channel. There's not a lot of content on it, and there's certainly, believe it or not, is not a railway layout on it yet, although I do think that it won't be long before he starts doing something, even though he says that it's not going to happen quite yet, but I'm pretty sure it will. But James is a lovely chap. He got in contact with me a few weeks ago with a view that he said that I wanted to support my painting channel because he really enjoys the content that I put out and the work that I put into streaming, and he felt that he couldn't actually support me in my Patreon on there because he's not an artist and it wouldn't serve him any purpose. But he had a great skill, and that is model engineering, and in particular creating 3-dimensional models of particular buildings and laser cutting. And so he offered very, very kindly to create one of his buildings for Sandling Junction as a way of saying thank you to me. Now, that on its own was extraordinarily nice of the gentleman to do that, and the guy, and he really is. And since then we've been talking a lot, and he really is a lovely chap. But his wealth of knowledge when it comes to CAD and 3-dimensional modeling, not only in CAD but in many other platforms too, and also creating very, very detailed and complex architecture in these models is just outstanding. You need to go over to his channel and look at the 2 or 3 videos that he actually has on there. They're not, one of them is where he is working on a long project of recreating all the old buildings of what was once the Bexhill West railway station, and they're quite unique buildings, and he has gone to the nth degree to recreate them, and it's a work in progress, so it's well worth going over there and having a look. But he's done some other ones too. They're not railway related, they're actually WW2 related, but honestly you'll be blown away about the level of and degree of modeling skills that this guy possesses. So with that said, I am truly excited that he has reached out to me and he has offered his skills to help me on Sandling Junction, skills way above my pay grade, gotta be said. And so I'm going to chart my progress with his modeling, and he's going to chart the progress of creating the model from his end. So it's a bit of a collaboration between the 2 channels moving forward, and I'm sure that the content, or the video content that sort of arises from all that, will be, I hope, very, very interesting to you. So it's a project, and so you'll watch the TMD, as it were, on Sandling Junction start to take shape very, very soon, and I will cut to a bit more video on that very, very shortly before I finish up with this update. So yeah, I'm sort of gambling on about how kind this gentleman really is and how supportive he's been, not only of my painting channel but now Sandling Junction as well, and by offering to build such a a wonderful unit for Sandling Junction, and I can't wait to see that materialize. There's lots of little bits and pieces that we're considering, stuff that I hadn't even thought of considering in its construction. So he's working out a way at the moment. We're going to create floors so that it doesn't have to have all this sort of hard concreting type thing. It will be, but it will be old-fashioned. It might be cobbles and stuff. And we're doing it in such a way that we can make a false floor and sink the whole thing into the top of the baseboard, and therefore the pits and everything will be all part of the shed. So if I need to take it out, I can have a little wire underneath for the lighting connections, just unplug that, lift the whole item out, work on it, and put it all back in. Yeah, that is fantastic. Anyway, Bexhill West. Guy's name is James. Get over there, and if you like what you see, and I can't see why you wouldn't, become a subscriber, because this guy is going to be putting out a lot of content over the forthcoming months and hopefully years that you're going to get a lot from. And even if you're not into creating 3D models of stuff for your layout, you'll find the process very, very interesting, I'm sure. And what he tells me is also that you don't need to have the machinery to create the three-dimensional laser cuts. You can create your own designs in a 3D module of some sort, whether it be Microsoft or one of these other platforms, and then you can send it off, which is the easiest and cheapest way of doing some of this stuff. So anyway, I'm carping on a little bit too long. Yeah, I just want to say thanks, James. Thanks for reaching out. And thanks everybody for the marvelous viewing rates on my last video. I'm still blown away by very nearly 8,000 at the time of videoing this with you now. And sort of 250 new subscribers coming on in the last week too. And I'm just blown away by that. And long may it continue. And if you're watching this and not a subscriber, get on there and click that button, because it is fantastic, and I can't thank you all enough. And hopefully we are pushing, not a long way, we're a long way off it, but we are starting to push to 4,000 subscribers. So we're over 3,250 now, and that is awesome, or very close to it. I'm not quite, I don't want to count my eggs or chickens before they've all hatched, all the rest of it. Anyway, enough said. I am going to show you a bit more video, cut to that now, and get into the running session. So I'll catch each and every one of you on my next video. Not sure what it is actually. I need to show you how I very nearly didn't put some 2 chips into a Javelin 395 class, and that, I've got to say, a big shout out to Susanna on her channel for helping me out so much on that, because that very nearly didn't happen either. So thanks, Susanna, all the best to you and what you're doing down there. And yeah, catch you all soon. Enjoy the running session, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. All the best for now. Take care. Catch you all soon. Stay safe. Happy modeling. Bye bye, guys and girls. Hi guys, and welcome back. Now, the TMD, there will be another video with all of this, how it all came to be at some point, but not for now. All I want to do now is just explain to you what's going on. Initially I had a board that went to here, and I decided I wanted to put a TMD in, so I extended it to here, and that wasn't enough, so I extended it way off over here. And then I put the track down accordingly. This one went down the side of a shed. You can see the template that I was planning on scratch building a TMD shed for, and I put the tracks in, and I also inserted the Pico pits They're not fitted, they're just laying in there, but they're ready to go, start to do all the bits and pieces I want to do. So that's how it was. And then came along James, and thankfully he did. And yeah, what we have now is a new idea, which is a new TMD shed going to be built. This is just a scale cutout of the proposed doorways and entrances. Now you can see that this track is just set too wide. I set it accordingly at much wider than the Pico streamlined spacing could be. So what I'm going to do is I will take this piece of track off here, keep this one, and bring this track round a bit closer so that we have a little bit of a definite, just the normal standard way gauge. Then that will allow this door and this here to be exactly as we need it to be. And that does unfortunately mean to say that I've got to take this all off and cut a new section into this and relay the timbers from here down so that I can put the track in and put the beds in the shed accordingly. But that's not yet. That will be sometime in the future. We will have a minute 0.mm plan that I will lay on here, and I will know exactly where I've got to put the track and the pits and everything else. So that's, I just wanted to bring you up to speed with that. This is just a little cutout that is precisely to scale from James, and from that we will decide that that's the width we're going to make it. These are going to be changed, everything else got to alter a little bit, but at the end of the day this is going to be a stunking area. So yeah, catch you all later. Enjoy the running session that's coming up next, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye for now, guys. Happy modeling, stay safe, bye bye.